Alright, before starting, I need to mention this list has only 7 entries. But come on, saying top 7 doesn't have the same feeling as top 10. If you feel like I cheated on you, then please don't hate me for it instead. Why don't you go down below to the comment section and mention some other anime so other cheaters, I mean anime fans, can watch them. Anyways, let's get started. Here are 7 anime where the main character is caught in 4K. After watching anime for a while, you tend to get used to some things. If a character has short blue hair, you know she's going to be rejected. If the main character has a childhood friend, then 90% of the time, that girl is going to fade into the background while the main girl gets to shine in the spotlight, and that's just how it goes. And then if the characters have large eyes and feel like the coloring of the anime was done in Microsoft Paint, you know you're not up to something good. Rumbling Hearts is a story that starts with everyone's favorite word, coma. These days, you can label coma into anything and call it a tragedy. Call it like popcorn coma, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's so bad. But back when Rumbling Hearts thought adding a coma was good, they also thought adding cheating to the anime was also a good thing. Despite the mixed reactions to the cheating scenario, the anime still knows how to keep things fast-paced. It's like one of those Super Mario levels. After one event ends, it either ends in a tragedy or leads to another event. Throughout its 14 episodes, the anime keeps slapping the viewer in the face with levels of tension that could pop out a couple of human brain cells. I know it did mine. The anime only uses cheating as a way to kickstart things and shift to the high gear. But then you're in the car and forget where the brake pedal is. Then you end up in a horrible car crash and start wondering, why did you start watching this anime in the first place?
僕ねじまっていって小学校の頃一度同じクラスだったんだけど。
そうだっけ?
The title itself has the word lies in it, so you know at least one of the characters is going to come up with a big fat lie. But compared to other anime in this list, the anime doesn't focus much on cheating, but about figuring out one's feelings as goody. It also has a pretty simple story. There's Japan, and then there's a new law. What's the new law? Oh, everyone gets to marry when they turn 16. Why? Because it's Japan, you idiot! Now, if you are a single weeb like most of us, not me, ha! Sorry, I'm not in that boat, then that won't be a problem. But the problem comes when you like a different girl but get engaged to another one. Yes, you know where this is heading. In most cases, the second girl who comes to the story turns out to be pretty lame, but in the case of Love and Lies, both girls are great, so instead you fight a two-sided war inside your head at which girl the main character should choose. I pick number 1. The anime has an inconclusive ending since the producers decided to take the easy way out. But if you feel pretty bad after watching that ending, always know that there's a manga. I haven't read the manga, so I won't be able to give any review on that. Too bad. But at least you'll get to know who's the best girl.
またそんなにお菓子買って体に良くないよ。
ハルくん?
Alright, here comes the most controversial show on the list. Well, cheating always ends up in some controversy, but this anime has plenty of other controversial things to focus on. Yosuga no Sora is about a brother and sister. Alright, you know where this is heading, but don't worry, because if you don't like one girl, there's always 3 more to choose from. Since Yosuga no Sora is based on a visual novel, the anime decided to make things fair for all parties by giving each girl an arc of her own. You want the rich but kind girl? Okay, watch the Kazuha arc. You want the polite but sad girl? Watch Nao's arc, it's so sad. You want the depressed but hopeful girl? Watch Akira's arc. You want to get arrested by the FBI? Then watch the very final arc. Each arc tells the same story but centered around a different female character. So it's like a buffet that is open just for you. But don't mistake this one for an anime with happy and relatable relationships. It makes the Titanic shipwreck look like a Lego accident, which is very bad.
どうしようもないでしょ? ドラムもベースもキーボードもいなくなっちゃったんだし。
そんな状況にしまったのは君だろ。うるさいよお前ら。やっと回ってきた俺の練習時間なんだから邪魔しないでくれ。
The name White Album sounds like a story about something pure and heartwarming. Yeah, it's not about that. In terms of romance factor, this is a pretty decent romance anime. But in terms of cheating factor, this is definitely standing out among the best cheating romance anime ever made. Because once again, this is Japan we're speaking of. Unlike other anime in this list, White Album revolves around music. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Oh boy, it's Your Lie in April all over again. Well, to be honest, White Album is nothing like Your Lie in April, because Your Lie in April slowly reveals its tragedy while twisting the knife on your chest. Well, actually more like in your chest. White Album 2 is more like that guy who broke your toilet seat and then killed you with it during your sleep, which is horrible and very unsanitary. Once again, we have 2 girls and 1 boy, 1 girl with black hair and another with orange hair, 1 cheerful girl and a cold-looking girl. Wait a minute. This is like Oragairu but with more cheating. But out of all the anime in this list, I think this is a show that handled the cheating trope really well. Instead of making sure to show how much of a jerk our main character is, the show tries to reveal the thought process of each character, making the whole scenario look like a love triangle instead of a train wreck with heavy casualties. The characters are really well written in my opinion because I finally saw an anime where the writers decided to follow the show not to tell scenario. So if you need cheating with music, then go watch White Album 2. But don't confuse that with White Album 1. Alright, steal your hearts and minds, lads, because it was recently discovered that 90% of the people who watched this anime are currently suffering from gynophobia and insomnia. The ending of School Days can feel like someone is flushing you down the toilet drain, again with the toilet reference. Why? Because I'm sure the anime producers thought of the most painful way to torture the viewer is to adapt the worst route of the visual novel. School Days starts off pretty simple. We have one boy who has a crush on a girl, and another girl helps him to get her. And all that time we're like, oh wow, this is a pretty generic romance anime. And then by the end of the first episode, this happens. And then you watch the second episode to see what happens. Then the third, then the fourth, and the cycle keeps going on until your brain is infested by fleas. Yeah, no matter how messed up the whole story of School Days is, you still cannot help but watch it because you want to see what the hell is going to happen to this blockhead in the end. Most of you will agree that this guy should be thrown into the deepest, darkest pits of hell. But the ending of the anime will still shock you and give you nightmares because that final twist is like a knife in the dark that hits your head.
いつもだけなのよ。目を覚ましなさい。
引っ張るなんて。わかったよ。耳がちぎれる。
Yes, we also have an isekai in our list, because isekai knows how to creep into anything. Familiar of Zero is about a boy who gets summoned to a fantasy world as a slave to a tsundere. At first he thinks his life sucks, but as he wins more battles, gets more girls, and causes more problems to the nearby counseling centers, he thinks his life is actually pretty good. Familiar of Zero is one of those animes that weighs heavily towards the harem genre, but finally manages to jump back to the romance genre because the main character gets married to only one girl. Yeah, good for you, bro. The cheating part comes in the very last season, but even before then, you can see what happens when an innocent virgin gets transported to another world and gets his own harem. Oh, cool. The main female character is sometimes very cute and so freaking adorable, and at other times you feel like just giving her a good punch in the face. But in the end, she still remains at the top because the other girls are even worse than her. Familiar of Zero also has that Zero to Hero story, so action anime fans can also enjoy this anime while learning about cheating. Great.
ごめんなさい。
こっちこそごめん。これの下敷きになったでしょ。
平気。
There are a lot of nanas in anime, but this nana is about two nanas who are met together by fate. That was a lot of nanas. The cheating is only a subplot that kicks forward the main story, but once again, you go for the cheating and stay for the story. What I love about Nana is how it crafts a rather realistic relationship with real-world issues that feel more relatable. The characters aren't cardboard cutouts you see in normal romance anime. Each of these characters have goals, ambitions, ideals, and their own thoughts. Remember how I said the relationships were realistic? That means the cheating is portrayed in a more realistic sense as well. Once again, we're shown the way the characters react to it instead of making it a train wreck like School Days. The entire world the manga author crafted feels addictive to the point you wish the anime stopped being realistic. If you're tired of romance anime that repeats the same old plots and character tropes over and over again, give Nana a shot. The 47 episodes feel like 7 episodes because when the realism and pain kicks in, you're definitely going to binge watch this show till the end.